We are at 1061 Loma Vista Drive in Beverly Hills, Los Angeles, and this home is on the market for $24,950,000.
So I always have this attachment to old, art and vintage home and cars. And when I started to restore vintage home, a lot of people say, oh, you can buy a house and sell it. And I say, you have to love what you do, because at the end, you can buy a house and make the same amount, and if you hate what you do, there's no point. My name is Philippe Naouri, and I am a mid-century developer.
1061 Loma Vista Drive was designed in 1959 by noted architect Rex Lottery.
Rex Lottery was considered as a master architect. He also built another one that Elvis Presley was living in. And he was one of the greatest architects of the 20th century. But he's only known by the people who really know architecture. At the time, he built it for Corinne Calvet, and it was a smaller house. And it was one of the first house done in Trousdale. And typically, the house was designed after Charlotte Perriand was a big influence about this architecture of the house. I saw it was on the market for like $8 million at the time, and loved the house, loved the significance of the house. I talked with my partner, and he's like, yeah, it's a good house, you should check it out. The back part of the house was sinking. Everything was in very bad condition, like beyond repair. But I love the house, I love the feeling of the house, I love everything about the house. Nobody really wanted to take out of the project because the house was a historical house, so you cannot tear it down, you have to save it. So we talked to the family, the four brothers. They were kind of happy, saying we're going to save it, and I guess they took our offer, and that's we got it. At the beginning, when we took the house was only 4,300 square feet. The architect that they hired at the time, his name was Tim Campbell. They had a plan to extend it for like 9,000 square feet. And so I met him, he was super nice, and we decided, let's do the project. But I have no idea how long it's going to take it. I thought it's going to take me like a year and a half. And almost 4.5 years later, we just completed.
The home was expanded and restored for modern living while honoring its mid-century modern style.
Mid-century home design is a lot of clean line, open space, very simple living. And at the time, they were like cheap houses. I mean, it was like very affordable for people. All the houses were like done with a certain budget. The architect in Campbell was very clever on the choice of material. We were very careful on we created the original woodwork that you see on the ceiling with a clear story. So everything was actually original. But what we did, we make the house livable to the standard of the 20th century. Because at the time it was really not livable, there was no AC, the fireplace was blocking all the view of the pool was small, the master was looking at the street. So technically we doubled the size of the house to make it a larger home, but nobody can tell that there was any addition in the house because it was made with respect for the architecture.
The 6-bedroom, 8-bathroom home spans over 8,800 square feet.
So technically it was one building with a clear story, and we make it 3 buildings. So we had another building here, another building here where the master is. And it was a small basement that we connected with the outdoor stair, and we had glass, so we can go straight to the movie theater down below in the wine room. It's like a painting, this is like a masterpiece. That really is. Tim Campbell came with a clever idea to add a skylight when you take a shower and you look at kind of the star at night, so it was like really, really cool. Also, the pool was extended, so technically that's kind of my favorite part of the house because the pool was the center of the house. We wanted to create a courtyard, so everywhere you go you can look at the pool, but also because this house doesn't have a view, of the city or the ocean, we wanted to create a view. It's like being in a resort and very enclosed and kind of being in vacation all the time. The people who are going to end up with this house in the future will really have something that cannot be recreated. I mean, it's just one of a kind. When you come here, it's just a special feeling to be in this house. And that's the goal we wanted to achieve, and I think we did achieve it. It's not a house. To me, it's a piece of art.